What's up, Splat Nation? Welcome to the first episode of Splat Picks. I'm your host, Drew Carver.
I'm Case, James.
Jack.
All right, let's get into this first round of Splat Picks. Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a big Oilers fan. Many people don't know that I actually do enjoy hockey a lot. I like to play soccer a lot, obviously, by the picture. I like Virginia Tech Hokies, even though they kind of suck now. And then my favorite NFL team's the Falcons.
Nice, thank you. James?
What's up? I'm James from Mississippi. Big Cowboys fan. Also Hawks and an Astros fan. And I love Doc Hudson, the Hudson Hornet. He's the goat of racing.
All right, and I'm Drew Carver. Love the Vols. Grown up in Knoxville my whole life. Always been passionate about them. Love the Cardinals too. Lifelong Cardinals fan. Ask me any questions about them. I know we're struggling right now. We're on the up and coming. Just wait. And the Cowboys, it's our year, I believe. I know we say it every year. This one is it. And a little bit about me. I love spending time on the lake, whether it's jet skiing, wakeboarding, surfing. I'm happy there. And I also play volleyball at K2. All right, let's get in. Let's see. What is Splat Sports? So we're our weekly sports pick'em. The three of us. We might have a special guest. We use real betting odds courtesy of FanDuel, but we do not condone underage gambling. You must be 21 to bet. This is just a pick'em. It's a friendly competition. We'll have a winner each week. You can look on our Instagram after all games and parlays have been played, and you'll see who won and the scores. We'll keep a cumulative score, and at the end of a season, whenever we deem that is, the winner will earn a massive reward. All right, on to the first game. We're looking at Texans hosting the Browns. The Browns are currently a 2.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 44.5. James, how about you take this one away?
I think it's plain and simple. Browns -2.5. Joe Flacco tossing the ball. I mean, he is an elite quarterback. Took the Ravens to the Super Bowl a while back, and they have a really good defense. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I know they've struggled with injuries with Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, but I really think this is the Brown game to lose. I also really like that over. I think it's going to be a tight game, and it's going to be a little high scoring. Obviously, the Texans have offensive weapons all around them, and I think it's an Amari Cooper legacy game.
All right, Jack.
I'm completely agreeing with James right here. I think Amari Cooper is just going to score probably 2 touchdowns, most likely 1. But give me the Browns and then the over.
All right. Well, I actually have the Texans here. I believe in CJ Stroud. That +2.5, I think it'll be a close game. But I not only think the Texans will cover this spread, I believe the Texans are winning. And also, I have the under. Both of these teams have a pretty good defense. I think with Tank Dell out, the Texans offense isn't going to be as strong as we've seen it throughout the season. But also, I don't think Joe Flacco is going to have the game. I think he's going to hit this playoffs and just fall off. So give me the under here. Next, Jack, you want to introduce this game?
We have the Chiefs at the Miami Dolphins. Or Miami Dolphins at the Chiefs. It's going to be a very, very cold game. We have a -30 with the wind chill. So I'm going to take the Chiefs with that and the under just because of the weather.
Okay. James, what do you have here?
No, yeah, I completely agree with him, but why don't you go ahead? Because I think you had something different.
Yeah, I actually disagree. I think with the offensive struggles of the Chiefs this year, give me the Dolphins. It's going to be a close game. I'm not as confident this time that the Dolphins will win, but if anything, they're going to lose by a field goal and they're going to beat the spread. So I have the Dolphins at +4.5 in this game, and I agree with Jack. Lord Oldham, the AP U.S. history teacher, was talking today about the -30-degree wind chill, and that's just scoring is going to be kept to a low. The Chiefs receivers, they're not going to score. They're clearly, we've seen that, what's his name? Travis Kelce, he's about all the offense they have, but Tua and Tyreek will keep this a close game. So give me the under, and the Dolphins.
No, yeah. I think it's the Chiefs. Mahomes is a playoff quarterback. We've seen time and time again, including last year, even when he doesn't have receivers, he's still going to get it deep in the playoffs. He just has that gene in him where he is effective in the playoffs, no matter who his receivers are. They're going to be tossing the ball short a lot. Expect Travis Kelce to have a big game. And I think Isaiah Pacheco could pop off in this game. It's going to be freezing cold, but it's a Chiefs home game. It's in Arrowhead. Give me the Chiefs on its 4.5, but also give me the under. I think it's low scoring. I don't think Tyreek have a big day. Oh, shoot. No, I actually took the over. It is a Tyreek big day. Give me some Tyreek points. Give me some Kelce points. Give me some Pacheco points. I don't care. Give me the over in the snow. It's going to be one of those snow games. It's going to be remembered for years.
Yeah, I like it. Way to be different. All right. Next up, we got Pittsburgh at Buffalo. This game, another cold game. There's snow in the forecast. That's the over-under set at 33.5, lowest one of the week, I'm pretty sure. The Bills are currently a 9.5-point favorite. And I'm going to take the Bills with this one. I think the Steelers defense doesn't have TJ Watt. The Bills are hosting. They're used to this colder weather. I think Josh Allen at home, pretty unbeatable as long as he has a good game and the weather doesn't get to him. But I think at the 33.5 point, I'm going to take the under or the over, actually. I'm taking the over. That's just a little too few points for me. I think this is going to be like a 28-14 game with the Bills taking this one home.
No, yeah. I really like that Bills 9.5. I think that is being generous. I mean, even the governor of New York was talking a little crap to Steelers fans today, saying, don't come. They're used to this weather. It's not a big deal to them. Granted, the Steelers are also used to playing outside in the cold, but I really think this is the Bills' game to lose. Mason Rudolph is a pretty inexperienced QB. I mean, it's the Bills. And then I know that the line is really small, but I like that under. I don't even think the Steelers get a touchdown this game. I don't think they score a touchdown. I think they get a field goal or two. I don't think they score a touchdown. I think the Bills are going to play more conservative. I think James Cook should get a lot of touches. And, I mean, Josh Allen should be able to throw the ball some, but I'm not expecting a huge game from either of these teams. I think it's a defensive masterclass, even without TJ Watt. So give me the Bills 9.5, and then give me that under.
All right. I'm going to agree with both of y'all on the Bills 9.5, but I'm going to agree with Drew with the over just because Diggs hasn't had a touchdown in 5 games, which means he's bound to go off this game. And his over under on receptions is 5.5. I think he goes over. He probably get around like 8 or 7 receptions this game. And I could see him going over his yards also.
All right, sweet. Next game, James, take it away.
All right, Cowboys-Packers game, historic rivalry right here. Expect a excellent game. I really think the Cowboys win this in Dallas, but that Green Bay +7 is so tempting. Give me Green Bay +7. I think that is too tempting to take. It's a Mike McCarthy homecoming game. I mean, this game is going to be a tight game, as it always is, as it should be. I think Jordan Love has a good game. I think Romeo Doubs will be one of the Packers saviors. But I also really enjoy that over 50.5. It's going to be a shootout. It will be a shootout. This will be one to remember for the ages. This will be like the Dez catch game, and he caught it.
He did catch it.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys and then give me the over. I think Dak just puts this game away and actually just completely crushes the Packers. And then I just think that the Cowboys defense is just really just going to stop them.
Yeah, for me, I'd say this is one of the toughest lines. 7, I feel like it's a lot. This game could go a variety of ways. But Cowboys, I got to go with the home team. I got to take the Cowboys at -7. Dak is him, maybe he's MVP caliber. Who knows? The Cowboys also have the better defense. I agree with y'all. It will be a shootout. We'll see. I think a final score of like 35-24, Cowboys winning it. That's what I got. So there we go. All right, Jack, you got this next one.
We have the Rams at the Lions. I have the Lions on this one for the spread, and then I also have the under. I think Gibbs and Montgomery will go off this game. Probably Gibbs will score at least 1 touchdown, And then Montgomery, I think I have him over for his alternate yards. And yeah.
Okay. Here, I think, honestly, I don't think the Rams are as good as they've seen all year. They barely squeaked into the playoffs, but that Puka and Cooper Cup combo, it's a good combo. But give me Detroit at -3. I think their defense is better, more well-rounded than the Rams, and I think they'll end up coming out of this. But I also agree with the under. I feel like it'll be a defensive showout, and this is the highest over-under on this list. And just I don't see 51.5 happening. I think Jared Goff will win, and give me the under and the Lions.
I think both of you are crazy. Defensive masterclass, barely squeaking in. They were locked in to make the playoffs through last week. They said all their players. All their players have been fully rested. Sean McVay is a playoff coach. It's like Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Sean McVay knows what he's doing. Matthew Stafford has won a Super Bowl with his team. They have Cooper Cup. They have Puka Nacua. I think it's very disrespectful. And they have Kyron Williams. Neither team has a great defense. We just saw Jalen Ramsey leave last season. The Lions defense has been atrocious all year long. I think both of you are completely wrong. Give me the Rams +3 and give me that over. This is the highest scoring game of the weekend. I'm calling it right now. It will be probably the biggest game of the weekend. I mean, it's Matthew Stafford coming home to Detroit, and Detroit is hosting their first playoff game in 30 plus years. I think it's ridiculous. You are sleeping on this Rams team. This Rams team is deeper than it looks. This Rams team could make a playoff push. They have experience. They have Matthew Stafford at the helm. I know last season was atrocious for them, but this Rams team is different. The Lions Cinderella story is over.
Dang, you're pretty passionate about that one.
I'm passionate about
like
this
that you're
one.
different.
This one means a lot.
We'll see. We'll see. That's the midday game on Sunday. We'll see then. All right. Last game. We got Eagles at Bucks. Eagles coming into this with the better record, but the Cowboys beat them out for the division. That's why Tampa Bay's hosting. Even though Tampa Bay's hosting, the Eagles are a 3-point favorite, and the over-under is 43.5. For me, I have the Eagles. Despite their struggles the past few weeks, I still think Jalen Hurts is better than Baker Mayfield for one. And the Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown combo, I just think that's unbeatable. So give me the Eagles at -3. I think that spread is very low. I think the Eagles win this by a touchdown or more. But I also think it'll be over. This probably the best weather of all the outdoor games this week. I do feel like it'll be a slugfest.
I am disagreeing with you completely. I know both of the 5 seeds are favorited. I don't think the Eagles. This is an Eagles joke fest. Nick Sirianni. I just saw a report out today on Twitter that Nick Sirianni, the Eagles are looking to fire him. This guy took him to the Super Bowl for the first time since their run with Nick Foles. I think Baker Mayfield just has that dog in him, plain and simple. AJ Brown tweaked something in himself last week. They weren't fully healthy last week. They looked atrocious. This final stretch in the season, they won 1 game. They beat the Giants barely. And then they lost to the Giants again. They looked terrible. They blew the NFC East. They had that on locks. I think it's also the over. I think it's going to be a fairly high scoring game. I mean, I think it's going to barely hit the over. I think each team will score 2-3 touchdowns. But I see the Bucks taking this one away from them. I think this one's going to be the surprise to a lot of people because a lot of people think the Eagles team is good, and I don't think so.
I'm going to completely agree with Drew right here that the Eagles will cover the spread and also the over. I just see Jalen Hurts scoring at least 2 touchdowns this game. The tush push is just overpowered as is right now. He's pretty much always just going to get a touchdown a game. That also helped me in fantasy a lot. So
yeah, shout out to the fantasy players. Lamar Jackson, you're not playing this week. He carried me.
Lamar
So
was
now
good in
the fellow
fantasy.
Splat Sports Network guy, Grant Russell, took it down, made me some money. Oh yeah. All right. Our last part. Well, each week we're gonna do a special pick 'em. Each person will pick. And this week our pick 'em is our Super Bowl champion. So here we go. All right. Jack, explain why you went with the 49ers.
I mean, it's the 49ers. I mean, just the best team overall, I think, coming into this.
Okay.
I mean, the 49ers are a good team, but let's put our thinking caps on. The 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl longer. Their Super Bowl drought is longer than the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys get a lot of hate for not having won one since the 90s. The 49ers is longer. So I think the Cowboys break their drought this year. I think they squashed the beef with Jimmy Johnson. They have a good team. Dak is feeling himself now. Mike McCarthy is kind of cooking on the offensive side. This might be Dan Quinn's last year as the defense coordinator. He's a head coaching candidate for a lot of teams. I think it's their year, plain and simple. They say it every year. I think this one is a legitimate time. Yeah.
I agree with James. No bias about it. I think the Cowboys are the most well-rounded team. Sorry, Hunter, but Brock Purdy is crazy overrated. I think, just like Cam Newton said, he's a game manager. He throws short screen passes. Sure, there's a few clips. Every quarterback has a few clips, though. I think Dak and CD, that's it is the most unstoppable wide receiver QB combo.
Is the top QB wide receiver combo. Yeah.
Exactly. Tua, Tyreek, just a little too inconsistent. The consistency is there. The Cowboys, it's our year. We them boys. We them boys.
We them boys.
All right. Anything else y'all have to say before we close out this episode of Splat Picks?
No, I'm proud of my picks. I firmly believe I'm going to win. I think some of y'all's are just atrocious.
I think James is going to get last.
I think you are crazy.
James,
give me those.
James is coming in here with a
Rams
big
plus
ego.
3. Give me the Rams plus 3. Give me the Rams
that big
plus
ego
3.
is going to get to you, James. It's going to get to you.
It's going to be funny when Stafford wins. It's going to be funny when Stafford wins.
Jared Goff. I don't know.
Scripted, buddy. It's scripted. It is so scripted.
Okay. Now, we're not getting into the NFL script talk. Just stop.
We'll get into that another episode.
But I do agree with you. That's going to be one of the best games of the week. I think that and Dolphins and Chiefs, those two games, probably the best two games to watch. But
I actually think Browns-Texans is going to be better than Chiefs-Dolphins just because of the history with the Deshaun Watson trade. And a lot of those Texans players were Browns picks. So it's going to be a fun week. I'm excited for it. I still think I'm going to win. So.
All right. Well, there's 12 possible points to be made this week. We'll see. I honestly think Jack's going to come in, sneak in, and win this week. But we'll see overall. All right, boys. See you next week.